I do appreciate you inviting me.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been
And hopefully more people will
it's
know
been a
about me.
fun conversation and quite frankly a little therapeutic in a way. Um, it's more people. We should be having more of these. Not just me and you, but I mean, as a culture, maybe.
Yes, sir. And that's the goal. That's my goal. Okay. I plan to lead the charge. There are other people who are having race conversations, but ultimately, I think the difference between what I'm doing and what other people who are having race conversations doing is I don't intend to allow people to sit back and just listen. I don't do it in my classroom when I teach mathematics or when I teach writing. I force people to be engaged in the coursework and the classwork. Why? Because that's where learning happens. That's where growth happens. If you sit back, you're not going to be learning anything. You're not going to be growing. It's just going to wash over you and it'll be gone. Okay. But if you engage in the conversation, if you take action in the classroom, that is when things change. So the events that I want to host where I have these conversations on race will involve audience participation, regular audience participation in the conversation itself. I'm going to be bringing people up on stage. Sit down next to me. This is not a stage where I'm preaching from a pulpit. I have no interest in doing that. I have no interest in lecturing about race to anyone. What I want to do is I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to hear your evolution of race conscious. I want to hear your story because you start with people's story and then everybody ends up realizing, you know what? I thought that anti-racism or racism was something separate from me, separate from my life, separate from my experience, but it's not. And it never is because we all live in America. And in America, race is not separate from anything, including you, including your life, including your children's lives, including your family's lives, your friends, everybody. And so, that's where the conversation starts, is making sure everyone understands that reality of their lives. And then I'm going to put people to the test. Now that you know the reality, now decide. What are you going to do with your life? What do you value? And then hold that value and live that value, whatever you choose. You want to hold on to white supremacy? Hold it. Hold it loud and proud. Stand on it. Okay, but make sure you are choosing that definitively, consciously, intentionally, and stand on it. And if that's not something you can do, it's time to stand for something else. And hopefully that will lead people to understanding that anti-racism as a value is a necessary element of us improving this country for the better. So that's what I'm working on, brother.